Everyone, this is Vinny, the owner of the Knife Sharpening Service, the Knife Guy in Reno. I'm a full-time fireman, and I sharpen the knives on my days off. And a fellow firefighter and his wife wanted to get their knives sharpened. I sharpened these before, and I'll take you through my whole process. So with these two knives, I'm going to tape up. There's a lot of dimples here, and it doesn't ride even on my angle guide. So that'll help protect it from any scratches, and along with this guy as well. All right. So let's get started. I have 10 knives from this one customer from the Firefighters, and then I have like probably 20 more knives from other customers as well. All right, so first things first, I want to tape up the knives to protect it from any potential scratches. And since these aren't flat, they could bounce around a little bit on the angle guide, so that's why I'm putting on the tape. The prep work seems to take longer than the actual sharpening of the knife, but I want to make sure I do a good job and don't scratch these beautiful knives up. Okay. Next one down. I'll tape this guy up as well. Gabo, what's up, buddy? Thank you for that comment earlier. So my twice as sharp arrived yesterday, so I'm going to do a little unboxing and review today. I don't know if it'll be a live stream or like an actual video. I'm sorry, an actual video where I'll have to edit and everything. So I want to do it good, so I might just make a long form video without the live stream. So all these knives right here, Gabo, are from a fellow firefighter that I work with. So I sharpened these knives before for him and his wife, and they are meat eaters. So this is all they use for all their meals. So I think I sharpened it a few months ago, and then they just dulled them up pretty good with cutting on plates and everything else like that. So yeah, this will be pretty good to sharpen up for him. A little early Christmas present. Yeah, I'll do a little close-up once I'm done taping up these all these knives. Fusion, what's up, buddy? All right. So these are pretty slick knives. I like it. So they're pretty much on the carnivore diet. So all they do is just eat meat every single day. So, and then they use all these knives just for the plates, and the plates ruin the steak knives the fastest because there's no give to it. It's just a very hard ceramic plate. but you know, that's understandable. All right, so I have my Cubitron 120. So it's 120 grit Cubitron belt. This is what I do for my initial sharpening. Quickly removes steel and sets the bevel pretty fast for me. So I'm gonna sharpen these at 17 degrees for them. Is that 18? Let's drop it down one. $17.2, totally fine with that. All right, so if you guys have any questions for me, I will stop the machine since it's kind of loud, and then I'll just answer the questions. But yeah, do you guys have anything before I start? All right, let's get to it. I put tape. So usually this tape is that I usually have on the angle guide is great to prevent scratches on regular knives. But these knives have a lot of dimples in them. So when you were seeing me sharpen, it was kind of bumpy. So the reason I put tape over it to protect it even more, because if it's not a smooth surface and it's kind of bumpy, some metal shavings could get below the actual knife here and scratch it, and I don't want that. So this is just an extra layer of protection to preserve the finish of the knife. Does that answer your question? But usually I don't tape up all the knives. I just tape up this angle guide right here. So you can see all the metal shavings that I just took off these two knives. And I have made this mistake before of scratching up someone's knives. So it's a horrible feeling, and I want to make sure I never do that again. So it's totally fine if I take a few more extra seconds just to tape it up. Thanks for sticking around and watch the live stream, though. I appreciate it. And the question. Thanks, buddy. Also, I want to so these knives are going so much faster because this is a repeat client. So these knives belong to fellow firefighters that I work with, and I already sharpened them at 17 for the angle. And since I sharpened them in the first place, I'm not setting the angle. I'm not sharpening at a different angle, so I'm taking off way less steel, and it's going so much faster to set the burr. But right off the bat, these knives are extremely dull. I'll try to zoom in so you guys can actually see what I'm seeing. So, might be better without the light. Okay, so underneath, like without the light, so you see like the reflective part right there. That is the edge folded over. So you shouldn't see any part of the edge actually shine, because that now it's just flatter. So if that makes sense, usually the apex is very steep, and then when there's a burr or the edge is flat, more of the edge is actually showing, hence why you're seeing more of the actual blade. So just seeing it underneath the light when I'm sharpening. So this is pretty cool to see like how dull these are. And so whenever you guys sharpen, always check them out. So I can just rub my finger on top of it. It's super dull. Pure ASMR until I drop the phone. Oh, so sorry, guys. Pure ASMR until, with my clumsy hands, knock the phone off. All right. Sharpened all of the steak knives and these two main knives with the 120 grit Cubitron. So took off the main majority of all the metal. So now I'm just going to refine the burr and refine the scratch pattern with the 600 grit Trizac. Yeah, my bad. This is true. I mean, it's not a live stream until I drop the phone. So if maybe we can have like a drop phone counter of how many times I do that. So I'm wearing a neck mount and the phone's kind of free hanging on the magnet. So the hands go everywhere. The phone is built different. It is, man. All right, so let's get to sharpening on these. I'm such a clown. No, I have not started drinking. All right, so now I'm done with the 600 grit Trizac, and now I'm going to the A16, which is a 1200 grit Trizac to, again, refine the burr even more, polish the edge, and leave a nice clean edge, and we start slicing in just a few minutes. I know, Benchmade would be crying right now. That guy who I sharpened those the 2 Spydercos and 1 Benchmade, he's gonna come back, I think, next week to bring me a Tonto Benchmade that he just got. So it's straight out of the box, and he wants to resharpen. I'm like, okay, I can do that, but I'm pretty sure it's already sharpened enough for you. But he wants me to touch up. He was so happy with the other work, so. All right. Yeah, I have experienced that buying. It does suck. You buy some very nice high-end knives, and straight from the factory, they need to be resharpened, or the edge just needs to be touched up. It's unfortunate that the quality control isn't as good, so that sucks. On this stream, I only have knives. I got a pair of scissors, but I'm going to save those scissors for a review for the twice as sharp. So only knives on this stream, buddy. So I'm sorry if that's all. I mean, sorry if you want to see anything different, but yeah. Oh, you're from Fallon? Yeah, I am from Reno, Nevada. Reno 911. I charge for hatchets, axes, that's $15. Regular knives, regardless of size, is $10. I charge a little bit more for the high-end EDCs, since the higher steels wear out my belts a little bit faster than regular knives, so I charge a little bit more for that. Yeah, man. So I do accept mail-in orders, but I haven't received any yet. So everyone who's brought me knives, I mean, I've had people come from California visiting, and they brought their knives. They saw my info. So if you're in town, bring your knives. I do have a drop box at my front door. So I am a full-time fireman, so I sharpen knives on my days off. And if I'm working and you're in town, you can just drop it off at my front door, and then I'll get to it when I'm home. So hey, Crab. I appreciate the comment, man. I have to respectfully disagree with you. The belt does not overheat the knife. The cool thing about this, I can adjust the speed to whatever I want. So I can go as low as, let's see, 200 RPM all the way up to over like 2,000. So probably close to 3,000 RPM. I don't go that high, but because I do agree, you can overheat the knife, but I've been doing this for over 2 years, sharpened, I don't know, close to 10,000 knives. And when I first started, I did spend too much time reshaping tips, and I did burn up a few. There is like that risk, but overall knife sharpening, it doesn't degrade the temperament of the steel if you know what you're doing and you're not spending so much time in one spot. So if this is like, if I have a knife and I'm only staying right here, absolutely, this will totally heat up the knife because of the friction. But if you're always moving, and I do have some water here because the tip work does require to cool down a little bit, and if the knives have big chips, I'll spray it down. So I'm very cognizant of that. But thank you for the question. But yeah, man, and online it's been also proven that you know, it just doesn't heat up the tip as people thought that it did. It doesn't heat up the knife as much as people thought it did, so it doesn't ruin it. But yeah, not the very epoxy. All right, guys. So I have my leather strop here. So that's going. I went edge leading, so the belt was coming towards us. Now, obviously, you want to go edge trailing, so you want to make sure that you don't cut into your leather belt. Since going edge leading, I created a very small burr and refined it with the 600 and 1200 grits. So only a couple of passes are required with this guy. Get that light more out of the way. Crap, so just for the discussion, why do you think the belt sander ruins the knife, or it heats it up where it ruins like the temperament? I like to have this this talk. I mean, everyone has their opinion. Get my mask out of the way. These steak knives are hammer stalls. And then here, I'm done sharpening this, so let's take this off. The caveman style. Gabo is correct. You can, I mean, like the tip has the least amount of material on it, so that's where you would generate the most heat buildup, and that's where I've burnt up tips when I first started sharpening. So always have water with you, and then you can totally understand by looking at the type of knife, what kind of steel it has, because softer knives do heat up a little bit faster. But I think this is like a great topic, to disprove that belt sanders do not destroy knives that people thought that it did before. All right, let's get these out of here. How did you start sharpening? Small. I think there's a lot of factors that could determine if you're going to heat the edge up, but as you can see, man, there's no discoloration when I was sharpening. I was not holding the knife at one point for so long that I would have had any chance of temperament. I do wear gloves just because I don't want the metal shavings on me, but I have my hands on the knives every time I sharpen, and if I feel the knife does heat up, I have that water there. So hopefully you weren't burned before by a crappy sharpener who didn't take care or have pride in their work. So I got started into sharpening. So I'm a fireman, full-time fireman for 17 years, and I love to cook. And I started with a very nice Shun knife, and obviously it got dull over time, and I had no idea how to sharpen it. So I went through a deep rabbit hole of pull-through sharpeners, whetstones, diamond stones, and ceramic stones, and what makes one better than the other. And I tried those steels, what you see Gordon Ramsay use, and I even made the knife duller by doing that. So that was horrible. And I got really good at sharpening. It took a long time because there was no real ABC playbook of how to sharpen, and you talk to 10 different sharpeners and everyone has their own little point of view on how to sharpen. Oh, very nice. Much success. So I was using this, the Ken Onion, actually. That's what I fell in love with, and I started sharpening on that. Oh, there we go. There we go. And then the Ken Onion was good. It definitely had its limitations. It was speed controlled, but I think it went a little too fast for my liking. And then I came across these 1x30s, actually the Harbor Freight 1x30s, and did a little customization to them to make it better, put a sewing machine motor on it. And that was okay. It was limited for what I need. And I love the versatility words with the 1x30. So I plan on doing a long-term review on this. But to me, this is one of the best sharpeners out there. Speed controlled, goes edge leading, edge trailing. The platen moves vertical, so you can adjust it to any angle. This platen does come off, and I have a grinding wheel that I attach these Scotch-Brite belts to if I need to work on any rust removal or anything else like that. And it's just a great machine for what it is. All right, sorry, I was chatting for a little bit. All right. How do you guys? So hopefully that answered your question, dude, of how I got started in knife sharpening. And then I just got really good, and I started sharpening knives for all my friends and my family. And then I took it professionally and started posting on Google and Nextdoor, and people started calling. It was a very slow process because no one knew who I was, and then I had to build up trust. And so far, this is what I'm gonna be doing in retirement. So business is very good. All right, let's see. What would I recommend to start? Is this just for yourself? Is this just for now? Are you trying to get into knife sharpening as a business, or is this just like a hobby thing? All right, let's see how these are. These are awesome knives. Oh, I'm so happy with them. All right. Oh, here's the wrapping station. I always like to use the customer's knives. This might be a long video. So here's 10 knives. I probably have 17 over there. I almost have almost close to 30 knives. So this could be a little bit of a long video. I think for yourself, for sharpening, whetstones, well, I prefer diamond stones. Get yourself like a DMT diamond stone. Those things rock. Where's mine? I don't use this anymore. I don't hand sharpen, but where is it? DiaSharp extra coarse. Get this one as your initial, and then get a fine. These two will get you dialed for hand sharpening, and then get yourself a leather strop. This one is a kangaroo one, and I've been liking it more without any compound compared to like the regular Amazon $20 cow one. That's very objective, but preference-wise, I prefer the kangaroo. So, yeah, man, if you have any more questions about that, we can totally chat through email, and I can try and line you up on what you need to do. You need to do a lot of practice to hand sharpen knives. It's harder to... yeah. Gabo, I think... Where did you get the diamond stone? Sharpeningsupplies.com, I think. That's where I got it. It wasn't cheap. It's the DMT diastones are kind of, I think, maybe $50 a stone, dude. But for the quality, I like it. All right. Yeah, so I was thinking of maybe doing like a video of, I mean, maybe just one video of hand sharpening when I got some downtime and I don't have too many knives to sharpen. That would definitely be more of like the ASMR type stuff. Man, these are sharp. So, and then I can show you my process. I have like a little bit of like a jig actually that maintains the same angle, so that might help. All right, also thanks for not getting too defensive. I know it's hard to tell through text, but I don't. No, Crab, I think that's cool, man. You know, I've been called every name in the book essentially, so I don't take offense. I'm sure. Oh man, hopefully you guys are enjoying this. These are so sharp. Yeah, I enjoy a good discussion. The thing with knife sharpening, a lot of things are proven of like creating that apex, sharpening it until you have a burr. You have to remove like the burr. Those things. Playing a leaf right through. I can stop. Hold on 1 second. Have this. And then there's, I mean, people have definitely ruined knives by using like the commercial belt sanders. This one had a little bit of a burr that was left over. Microscopic burr that's removed. Perfect. So, so yeah, dude. So, Crab, I take no offense, dude. I love a good open dialogue. So, many words. Sweet. All right, so these are all sharpened. Package these bad boys up. All right. All right, come on now. All right. This one will not fit, so I have to take that guy off. I have someone come over to shoot some content for the Twice as Sharp for that review, so I may get to maybe half more of these knives, or I might just stop now after I wrap these up, and I'll just make another live maybe tomorrow. But yeah, awesome. These knives came out great actually. So since this knife doesn't fit in my sheath, I'm just cutting it to, just cutting the top open, and I'm just gonna tape it. Sweet. Okay, get my tape. There's plenty of other stuff out there, like shafting glass is good. I just prefer diamond stones because they cut more aggressive, and I guess I like the idea of just finishing like the knife sooner by using like the diamond stones. And then the best part about the diamond stones is that you don't need a flattening block compared to like whetstones. Whetstones are great and they're proven, but over time they do cup. If I can get, yeah, so they cup kind of like that. They have a little bit of a detent, so you have to use a flattening stone. And you know, if I just did hand sharpening, yeah, I would. It's cool, and there's definitely a nostalgic part of that. But for a business, there's just no time to do that. So diamond stones work fantastic, and they last a long time. And then usually the quality with the DMT ones are very good. Not too much. Like the diamonds don't fall off compared to like the cheaper ones, so you have to watch out for what you get actually. Come on, baby. There we go. Trash. All right, so then normal sheaths for these guys. Oh, I don't think the small ones are gonna fit. No. All right. I swear the packaging takes longer than the actual sharpening. So thank you guys for sticking around and watching me try to package these up without sounding like a retard. It comes down to the... Yeah, I agree with that, Crab. Two more. All right. Thanks, man. I just feel so awkward doing like these lives sometimes, especially when there's a dull and nothing to say. So I get lost in my own mind sometimes. It's my biggest flaw. Sweet. I am very excited though. The Twice as Sharp did come in, and I don't think I'm gonna do a live video on that. I want to make sure I do a good review, and once I do like the reviews, when I'll do a live stream for it, and I'm excited. So trying to expand the business out from just knife sharpening to actually shear sharpening. Yeah, thanks, man. I try and think of like, so I did buy generic ones at first. Where are they? I did buy these. These were fine. Only problem is they came in only one size that I could find. I did find out later that they came in smaller ones, but I just thought this was kind of cheesy. Here comes the knife. Jeez, the knife burrito. Yeah. So I found a supplier to make my own logo and everything else like that. The knife burrito. This is why I have a complex. Dude, the hard part is I have this camera in my face. You know, I have this neck shroud on with this camera, so everything is a little awkward. And who doesn't love burritos, dude? Everyone loves a nice little burrito. I am not gonna drop it again, okay? Do not put that bad juju on me, because you know I will. All right. We should really have a counter. I want to see how the camera's attached. Yeah, let me take this off and I'll show you. Well, let me just finish wrapping this. I was thinking, like, once the videos are done, if I should just create kind of like a list of everything in my shop. So if you guys have questions of like where I got this or what this machine is, it'd be very easy to just click the link. I'm curious about if I should do that or not. And yes, I do need a fill and drop counter as well. Then I'll give them a couple of my business cards. Going back to those sleeves, you know, these are not cheap knives. And if, you know, I don't have cheap, I mean, I really enjoy like my Shun. It's not the most expensive, but it's not the cheapest. And I try, oh my gosh. Dude, you know what this means. I have to unwrap it. All right, so dumb. Okay, so back to everything. I just want, if I gave my knife to someone, I would want them to treat them very well. So I'm like, how would I want my knives treated? And yeah, man. So I think the knife sleeves add a nice little professional touch, and everyone actually likes it. Usually have this assembly line. Not everyone has their own sheath like this, so now Gabo gets to watch me unwrap the burrito and wrap it again. Dude, I'm not gonna lie. We were very busy last night at the fire station. We ran, I think, a total of like 23 calls. And yeah, so it's been a very busy day. Try to chill. I picked the dog up. My wife is coming home soon. Cook a little dinner. Dude, this was wrapped so well. So well. You know, I love that. Burrito time. All right. Let's try this again, times 2. You guys ever feel like when no one's watching that you guys are, like, can just do anything, and and then when someone's watching, you're like, I can't tie my own shoes. Sometimes it's like this. You know what? I'm getting a brand new one. I don't like how this is looking. Oh my gosh. I swear I'm not this dysfunctional. All right. 2 burritos, then 1 burrito. Yes, this is true. Everyone say hi to Warren Jones. He's a knife sharpener in Carson City. Awesome guy. All right. 1 screw up, and then I have to redo everything. I'm sorry, guys. I know this is not much of a knife sharpening right now. This is just me just redoing everything. All right. I'll spend a lot more time on this burrito than anything, so I might have to create another live stream after the wife gets home and I cook dinner. So I have lots of knives to sharpen. Much better. So cool thing is, like, these knives are usually half are at the fire station, half they keep with them. And since they're on the carnivore diet, these are like their primary use knives. And obviously, you know, they cut through meat almost every single day with it. You know, tri-tip steaks, everything. So first time I sharpened it for them, they loved it. And it was so much easier to sharpen this one because it was at the same angle that I sharpened it before. All right. There's nothing left behind. Perfect. Haha. All right. So. Gabo, I'm gonna have to hire you to be my professional burrito wrapper. So, sorry, you're gonna have to move to the US and stay at my place and just wrap burritos all day. Sweet. Sweet. So these are for my coworkers. I'm gonna lie, I love it. Cool. Lot more knives to sharpen, but I think this is dragging on for a little bit too long on this one. Let me get reorganized and I'll come back. But yeah, thank you guys for so much for sticking around. Again, my name is Vinny. the owner of the knife sharpening service, The Knife Guy Reno, and I started to do more of these live videos, live streams. So please come out, give it a thumbs up if you enjoy the video, and thank you so much for sticking around. And I'll catch you guys later. Take care. Bye.